thinking of you Friday when I go over to Verrazano.
Uh-oh. Hopefully getting a good slice of pizza.
Well,
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I know my neighborhood.
Big week for us, obviously. You know, I mean, so much going on with the college football schedule right now. We have signing day Wednesday, so a lot going on with that. We won't get into signing day today. Just make sure everybody in the room understands. We're still recruiting, even though we're not going to talk about signing day until Wednesday. We'll deal with the recruiting signing day stuff Wednesday. But our staff is actually still recruiting every day, just in case there's ever a misinterpretation of when we handle recruiting and when we don't do recruiting. We recruit every day, but we'll go through the signing day stuff Wednesday, so we have a lot of that going on right now. Obviously, also you have the game prep, getting ready for the championship team. We're pretty blessed and honored to be. I think there's 18 teams. Is that right? 18 teams still playing college football this weekend. Out of 130 whatever teams, we're very fortunate and blessed to be one of those 18 teams. Obviously, I think the challenge and when you look at our league, how tough this league is, one of the things that makes the Mountain West such a great league. I don't know if we get the national credit we deserve right now within this league. Every other team, it seemed like, boom, these guys are playing the championship. These guys are playing the championship. We get that huge tie at the top to try to figure out who 1 and 2 are to go. It was a great honor. I think for us, I give our guys a lot of credit to finish number 1 in the regular season. I think was huge. But I think it also a credit goes to everybody in this league when you show the talent, the depth, and the quality of teams from top to bottom in this league. Go look at the results from one week to the next and look at the quality and depth from top to bottom in this league. And so, I look at some of the rankings. I don't know if we quite get the credit this league deserves on a national basis compared to some others. But, again, they don't ask for me to vote or do any of that stuff, so nobody, right? I have enough of my own problems getting ready for a really good Boise team. So, big challenge for us, obviously. Opportunity to go win a championship is one of those things you talk about. I said, our goal at the beginning of the year was to be a better team at the end of the year than we were at the beginning. If we were able to do that and focus on that, we'd have the opportunity to have really good things happen to us. It was a while back. It seems like a long time ago now. We were rewarded with a 13th game because of the hard work and how we continue to improve from one week to the next. That hard work has now given us a 14th game, which is pretty special. Getting that opportunity to go play for a championship game. Hansby Boise is obviously an extremely talented team, very well coached, disciplined team, all 3 phases and everything that they do. And you can look at it statistically. They have a high-scoring, high-powered offense. That they have some really good backs. They run the ball. Their power running game's excellent, and then they complement it with really good play-action passes where they have, they create. If you want to stop the run, they're going to create one-on-ones with the wide receivers on the outside. They have great receivers and their quarterbacks, both of them that have played. Very smart, accurate players that get the ball to where it needs to be to allow them to be an explosive offense. On the other side of the ball, they got talent from the front all the way to the back. They're very physical, talented up front. Their linebackers are excellent players, always where they need to be, fit the gap. You see the discipline, the experience, they have it in their system. Those guys are where they need to be. And then on the back end, don't miss a lot of tackles. Very good in man coverage. They're going to play a lot of man coverage, really good cover corners, really active safeties. They have they're going to attack you from a lot of different ways with different blitzes, different looks. Just a top team, they're well deserving to be in this championship game. And so, it'll be a big challenge for our guys.
Good. Oh. You obviously like the 10 wins, but 3 years away,
Best part about 10?
You can have 11.
You have a chance to get 11.
What do you think in this time that you've learned about yourself after that time away as a coach? Have you changed?
I've changed a lot. I think my approach on how we run the program, I think kids are different. I think it's a different time in college football. I think it's very, you're kind of, your program is you're still running a program for a big picture, but you're a lot of focused on a one-year team. I think a lot of the players focus on being a one-year team and how to make sure they understand the most important part of this is still their development, right? But a lot of players now, because of the situation, because of pressures, because of outside pressures put on them, just because of how college football is made up, a lot of guys aren't thinking about, hey, well, I'm a freshman, I'm going to redshirt as a freshman and develop as, a sophomore. I'm going to make sure I'm on special teams as a redshirt freshman, I'm on special teams. As a redshirt sophomore, I'm starting to become a role player. As a redshirt junior, I'm a starter, and as a redshirt senior, I'm an all-conference, all-American player. That old. This is how this is like the proper career goes, right? Go take a Dak Prescott career, then go in. I'm a NFL Rookie of the Year. I was ready because I prepped in college on to becoming a good starting quarterback, to becoming an All-Pro, to becoming possibly an NFL MVP. The development from one year to the next is so much is focused on the here and now in this individual time. So I think I've changed a lot of my approach around that, of how I help with the players, how we coach the program, how we develop guys within the program, to talk about development, but make sure it's done in their understanding within the one-year cycles that they seem to be living on.
Do you think, especially the kids like from Florida, not many, but like 4 of them, would say you're the same?
Oh, I bet they'd say I'm very different. I've probably relaxed a lot more than I used to be. I think in just my approach of how I handle everything on a daily basis for our players, how I handle our players with that stuff, how I talk to them, because it is different. I think we're a little bit more of maybe an NFL mentality. Of how you run an NFL program than running the old school college programs.
Your defense, we've talked about this, has really figured it out.
Hey, let me say this one thing over on the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, my Mississippi State players, and the back end of my Mississippi State career, they said I was way different than when I was early, and then my older Mississippi State players, I was way different at Florida than when I was at Mississippi State, and right? Because it's like in years, those guys used to run up, our weight room was like on a tilted hill. They had to run to get to the next workout, right? It's like going uphill, right in the snow to school both ways when you were a kid, and it kind of, right? That neighborhood, that bike ride that seemed like 5 miles away was actually only like right around the corner. So I think as you get older, some of the things they remember, it's like, holy cow, I remember it a lot harder than it used to be when I was there. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. The defense has really come on the last month, but 2 of the wins came outside in cold weather. You're going to be dealing with that on Friday. Why are they playing as well in cold weather as they do indoors of late? And the other question relates to the offense. I asked you early in the year about not playing Jet Thomas as much. You said you were trying to take advantage of the depth. It looks like it has paid off because he seems fresh and he's over the hamstring. When you look back on that move, how good does it make you feel to have been right with him?
I don't know, right or wrong. You can be right or wrong. It's worked out. When you start with the running backs and you start with the depth of that room, we have talented guys, right? And everybody wants the ball. Jet had a huge game last week. It's not like we just rode him. He had 11 carries. It wasn't like, okay, he had 35 carries in that game. He had 11 carries, right? I think we had 11 passes completed to wide receivers. So part of the management for me on some of that stuff of the balance of the talent is I'm shocked. There's not like, get in there Sunday morning, there's a line of 15 wide receivers standing out the door being like, we only got 11 touches. What's going on? Everybody wants the ball. So part of it is to keep the guys fresh. Part of it is because we feel we have talented players that I don't mind rolling through and getting them touches. And the benefit is, if we do have injuries, if guys do get banged up, guys are prepared. Guys have been in situations. Guys are ready for the moment to go play. And, so I think that's great. You come into, Jet came out, with the game with the hamstring. He couldn't go to Is that what it was? Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. They kind of run like some of I forget the exact which game is exact, but then all of a sudden, he's not able to go. The next week he's healthy. He's even healthier before the next game, and they said he's even better today. Like he's way ahead today of where he was this time last week. So being able to protect guys, that certainly helps. The cold weather. Listen, we played pretty good against Hawaii, and it was 72 degrees and beautiful inside Allegiant Stadium too defensively. I don't know if it was maybe it is maybe being cold reminds us which gap to go to, yeah, or being cold gets us lined up better. But I think the difference in the defense, let's get get through it reps. Okay, I mean the defense got basically put in the summer. Paul took over halfway through spring practice, kind of put in a couple little things, really trying to figure out who we even have. We were trying to, a lot of times in spring, you're trying to figure out what guys can even do. Like, I don't know. I mean, the one practice, I joke with our guy. I'm like, looked at our wideouts and quarterbacks. I'm like, if we drop passes tomorrow, I'm putting the wishbone in. I don't know if you guys are any good, but we'll put the wishbone in. We'll do whatever it takes. We'll do what our guys do well. So I think the experience, now the guys have a little bit more experience. They've been playing in the system a little bit longer. I mean, you got to remember, you look at Boise, and I give them credit, very, very well-coached team and what they do. Most of their guys have been in this system for several years. They have a lot of experienced players and a coach that's been there for a while running the defense. So, they have a lot of game reps at running the system. We had very minimal. We're starting to get more at this point. So, we still make mistakes. We made some mistakes the other night. I mean, obviously, the frustrating one the other night with the penalties, that's embarrassing. But as far as our fits, our schemes, our playing defensively, I thought there were very, very few compared to what there were earlier in the season. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the cold or just has the guys learning the defense and a better understanding of what's going on. And we are making sure we have the right guys, asking the right guys to do what they can do well.
Coach, Spencer Danielson really credited how well your secondary is playing right now. If you think nice. Back to the Boise State game, just the growth from that game till now.
Well, I think, you look at that game, and I don't want to put everything on the defense. We threw a pick six in that game as well, made some mistakes that way. But it is. I think there's a lot of times you go into that game, and we're pinpointing mistakes. And I don't want to. Certainly don't take it this way. It wasn't like, hey, every one of their scores came only because we made a mistake. They made some great plays. They had good scheme. Those guys made things happen too. But there were a couple of explosive plays where we had guys lined up on the wrong side of the field. So all of a sudden, they toss a ball, and there's supposed to be a guy there to tackle him, and he was on the other side of the field. And that's bad ball, And, what we want to do, we want to get defensive. Me as a football coach, to try to put it into the simplest terms, okay, is I want to see good ball. I want us to play good ball, okay? That means if they make a great play on offense, it's not because we had somebody standing on the wrong side of the field and the guy just ran untouched down the field. It's because, right, they blocked it well. Their guy made a guy miss or made a tackle, or they blocked it perfectly. They ran a really good scheme the exact same way and beat our guys right where they're supposed to be. The same way on the other side of the ball, right? There's a lot of times, I'll get frustrated like, hey, what an amazing play by this guy. I put a smile on my face and coming here to not be negative, try to, but I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, really wasn't. He, I used to watching when I was on TV sometimes. Oh, the big pass down the middle of the field. Or the safety fell down. Like, I would try to be positive. I wouldn't be like, oh, what a great play, and this catch by the receiver. And, look at number 2. He tripped over his own feet and fell down. That's why the guy was wide open. I try not to make the kids feel bad that way. But I like good ball better than bad ball. And I think we're starting to play a lot more good ball. And I think, the first time we played, there was good and bad on both sides, but we were making mistakes that really cost us in that game.
Speaking of making plays, Spencer Danielson said that Maddox Madsen is playing on Friday.
Yeah.
What can you expect to see from him? He hasn't played in a month.
Yeah, but he's a veteran player. You know what I mean? I think he'll bring a huge lift to their team in his leadership. I think he'll bring a huge lift to their crowd in the presence that he'll bring on the field. I mean, when your guy runs onto the field, right? What's his name from the Knicks came running out of the tunnel in Game 7, right?
Willis Reed.
Yeah, Willis Reed, the Willis Reed game. Okay, the Willis Reed game. Willis Reed is coming out and he's limping onto the car. Right? Didn't he have like 2 points?
It was 2 first shots.
That's it.
That was it.
But the game is like, oh, Willis Reed came back. He scored 4 points, right? But you can see in sports the emotion that has. I'll go back to the Egg Bowl in one of the greatest games I've been involved in, 2013 Egg Bowl. Dak Prescott, I had no chance to play. Was not cleared, couldn't even pick his arm up past here. Somehow, by a miracle, game day, a doctor came in and said, he has motion, I can clear him. He might play one play, he might play the whole. I can't tell you. So I was scared to put him out there, and all of a sudden he goes out, gets hurt, and completely deflates the crowd, deflates everything with the team. We rolled him out in the fourth quarter, came back, won the game. Led us on a huge win streak leading into the next season to go all the way to number 1. So, when you look at those situations, it's not just the talent, not just his ability to run their offense. Both their quarterbacks are, they threw for, he didn't play last week, and what they throw for 350? So it's not like they're struggling. I think it's the emotional lift that he brings to the team and the program that'll be the big boost for them.
This is the last Mountain West title game as we know it.
Well, no, there'll be another one next year.
But the current teams.
Yeah, I won a couple of them before, and most of those teams. UNLV was still here, but Boise certainly wasn't. We won it in 03 and 04 at Utah.
Yeah.
But
is there any extra pride playing, basically representing not only UNLV but the Mountain West?
No, I don't see it that way. I see we're all in the conference trying to win a championship. You know what I mean? And the championships, like I said, there's only not like in college football. There's only 10 teams going to become champions this year. There's 9 conferences and a national champion, right? And we have 136. 136, 137, 130. If it's 137, that's 126 that don't. We have the opportunity to be one of the 10. So I think that's more the focus than anything else.
And sort of off topic, do you think there should be a change in the calendar, the college football calendar, considering what you're seeing in Oxford?
Yeah, what do you? How long? You need like that. I couldn't even do a 60 minutes interview on that one right there. That's like an E360. That's 60-minute interview, right? All 60 minutes of that one. Listen, I'm going to put it this way. Yes, I think there is. Does anybody have the perfect solution? No, and here's why. There's 136 Division I teams. There's a lot of different conferences. Every one of those 136 teams operates on a different schedule. Okay, and I know it's like, hey, let's look at a pro model. It's great. Let's look at an NFL pro model, but then let's go to every chancellor and every president and say, hey, every school, if you're a Division I school, classes start on this date, end on that date. That's a way to fix it, because then you can really set the calendar. But it's hard when some people are on quarters, some people are on trimesters, some are on semesters. Some semesters start January 5th, some start January 21st, some have mini-mesters. There's so many variables that you have to try to, what is the answer when everybody's working on a different calendar? It's hard to come up with the exact thing, right? And unless the schools want to come up, like, I look with Lane. That's a tough situation. Lane's put in right there, right? But, every one of these coaches. I know there's coaches saying, hey, I'm going to stay. They're not. They're now committed to that new school. I've been there, done that. I've done it as an assistant coach. Okay? The second, John Summerall is, I don't know, he's no longer the coach. I'm going to stay for the games? Sure. He's now the coach at Florida. I lived it. I was at Utah, first team to bust the BCS. We're going to play what would now be a college football playoff game. Urban Meyer wasn't there. Urban Meyer was in Florida for the first bunch of practice. He came back for the game and did coach the game. Now, I'm not bashing Urban. And, I mean, we won the game and showed up, and we were one of the great teams, one of the best teams I've ever been involved with. But, I mean, the first 3 practices, he wasn't even at practice. I remember being there because he's like, hey, go run practice today. I'm like, holy cow. Kyle Witt's out there deciding whether to be the coach at Utah or BYU. And he's like, hey, go have practice. I'm like, with who? There's like me. There's like me and 2 GAs. And so he's like, yeah, go have practice. So I don't, but, and here's what I'm getting to on that. You know what I mean? So like all these coaches, they're saying, I'm staying. They're not. They're gone. They're mentally checked out, gone. Even as an assistant coach, I went back in 2008, called the national championship game for Florida. Okay, I did some research here and there, and got my notes ready. I came back and there was a game plan in place, and I said, "Here's my game plan. Here's your game plan. We'll merge them together. I'll help run the practices. I'll call the game." And they're like, "Okay, we have this meeting." I said, I did the meetings. I was exhausted, but I'll go. I was with Coach Meyer. I said, hey, from, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm the offensive coordinator at Florida, and 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., I'm the head coach at Mississippi State. So, again, we only scored 24 points, but beat Oklahoma and won the national title. But I think it's hard. Now, and even if you do change it, so unless they go to an NFL model, all colleges, there's no coaches allowed to be hired until the season's over. Like you can't go hire a coach from an NFL team until after they're done playing for the year, and that's the rules. Unless college football, they want to recreate the whole the rule book. I mean, you want the best idea? Blow it up and start from scratch. Just don't, and. You know what? It's a shame you're going to lose a lot of things that are great in college football, but you already have. Oh, what about the tradition? Oh, what about this rivalry game? I don't know, that Oregon Rutgers, is that like a big game? You know what I mean? I know that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but is what it is. Unless you want to just blow it all, like to try to fix it, it's really hard. You might want to try to blow it up, start from scratch, but then demand this. Say, hey, here's the rules. Schools change your calendar. If you don't want to, then you're the one. You're not going to bend to the ones that are hurt. Like you have the opportunity to change. This is the set deal. We're going to majority vote on it. Okay, chancellors, why don't you change your school academic calendars? I don't think people want to do that.
With the way that the last 2 games have gone, you've been able to get a lot of bench players and depth pieces into the games. Who have been some of the names that have impressed you the most in their opportunities?
Well, I think different things. We're always looking at different guys getting on there. Some of our young freshman D linemen, I think, have played pretty well the last couple of weeks. I think, with an experience, you're looking at the Isaiah Pattersons, just more experience being on the team on the defensive side of the ball, getting some more reps, on offense. Offense, the one benefit we've had is some skill play. We've had some depth at the skill player position. And as I said earlier, the hard one is there's only so many touches in a game, right? And no one gets enough. Okay, there's not one person on our team that walked out of the locker room on Saturday. If you asked every skill player, hey, did you have enough catches? Hey, did you have enough carries? Hey, Ant, did you get to throw the ball enough? Hey, Ant, did you get to run the ball enough? I can pretty much, right, put it at 99.9%. Every single one of them is going to say no. So I am very pleased with how guys have done, and we talk about it. Of guys, take advantage of your opportunity when your number's called. And I think that's why we play a lot of players. Right? I think that's one of the things in recruiting, one of the things when the portal era opens up, that's going to be very, very attractive to us. We're not a school where only 3 receivers catch the ball or 4 receivers catch the ball. I think we have over 12 different players with double-digit catches. I haven't done the count how many have touchdown catches. So if you come here, you get to play. You look at our backs, okay? We rotate the backs, as you said. Most running backs in the country would take a Jet Thomas season. I don't have his stats in front of me. I don't pay attention to stats. He's close to 1,000 yards and how many touchdowns? 12? You see, most backs in the country would say those are pretty good numbers, right? But I think Kevon Lee has 5, maybe, or the other backs. I don't know. You guys would know. The other backs have decent numbers too. So I think, I don't know if there's anybody in particular. I think it's guys that are, what I really appreciate is guys taking advantage of the opportunities they're given and worry about the opportunities that they're given. And that's really hard to do. I mean, these guys are young guys. They're competitors. They want to play. I mean, you see that. You see guys get all fired up on the sidelines sometimes, right? I think one of the funniest ones of the year, Tayshaun Lyons, all fired up on the sidelines earlier in the season. It was Miami of Ohio. And I saw it, and I looked at him. And I'm like, you better wipe that powder off your face, this, that, or I won't put you in the game anymore. And then sit with me. He's like, he wants to play. So he does. 3 plays later, he catches a touchdown pass. And the funniest thing is I'm just looking at, and I give him my look. I'm just looking at him like this. He caught it, flipped the ball to the official. He looks over, just runs off the field. Like, I think he maybe wanted to do more of a celebration, but he just kind of knew at that moment. He's like, I said, told you. I said, you wouldn't have been in the game if you didn't get back to just worrying about when your opportunity is called, you're ready. And that's what I'm most proud of. If you see that, guys, and trust me, they all get frustrated because they all want to make plays. They all want the ball. They all want to do things. And there's only one ball in so many plays. But I am proud of our guys that for the most part all year, they've worried about when my number's called, I'll be ready, and I don't worry about anything else. If it's one opportunity, right? I mean, our special teams player of the week was Cam. He played 2 plays. But we had to punt out of our own end zone, and he flipped, flipped the field position. They didn't get the ball on the plus side of the field. That's being ready when your number's called in a freezing cold night to play. What'd you do? I played 1 play in the first half, 1 play in the second half. But I was ready. That's the important part, and that's what I'm proud of.
Coach, are you thinking about playoffs at all? Is there a case you want to make to the committee for the team?
If we win, if we win this game, we'll be 11-2, playing in a really tough conference, win over a Big Ten team, a non-conference game across the country against a team that's a potential conference champion in Miami of Ohio. I haven't studied everybody else. I think our resumes would be pretty good. We'd be avenging one of, I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about trying to beat Boise. But if we avenge one of our losses on the road, beating a really, really good Boise team on the road, I would think we'd have to be in the discussion. I would hope there's somebody in that room that is like, hey, real quick, there's an 11-win team that, has a Power 5 win. I don't know if all the other group of 5 teams that are in the hunt have Power 5 wins. I don't know how many have wins if Miami of Ohio would have wins, would be, over another conference champion. I don't know. So we'll see. We have no need to worry about it until, right? Spencer, I guess you can ask him if they win Saturday what his thoughts on are, but it's got to be, you got to win this game to even have that discussion. So that's really all that matters.
Coach, been a long time since UNLV has beat Boise State. Why do you think this is the team that can get it done? And if you guys do end up winning, what do you think it would mean just for the program overall?
Well, it'd mean a lot because we won a championship, for us. I'm always tough on those questions, right? Even when I was at a school a long time. I know I've lost to Boise once, right? They played well. We made some mistakes. They played really well. They're a really good football team. We made mistakes you can't make in that type of a game with turnovers, some giving up some explosive plays, a couple missed opportunities, and they played really well that day. And they're an excellent football team. 70 of our guys, this is their first year here. So for all of them, I don't know about, it's been a while since we've done anything. I know we didn't win the last time, which is really disappointing, and we'd like to avenge that this time. But as far as winning a championship, that means a lot to everybody here. We have such a unique group. I just had them all stand up in their different groups. Yes. Hey, who are the first-year freshmen that came here? And those guys stood up. Hey, who are the returning players that were on last year's team? Stand up. Hey, who are the new guys that came in? This is their first year as a transfer in the program. Stand up. And I mean, they're probably the majority is first-year transfer. Like the first-year transfer is the biggest group. You know, I said, hey, you know, I'm so proud of you guys because, you know, we came together with a goal that we want to have the opportunity to become a championship football team. And we have that opportunity on Saturday where, you know, I'll be honest with you, and being on teams for a long time, if this was my third year here and we had 18 returning starters, I'd have a very different thought or answer to that question, if that makes sense. This is a whole new crew, and this is mostly year one for all of them.
Coach in the back. So it was talked about in training camp with Justin Flo's energy and his effort.
Yeah.
There's a video of him celebrating after the win in Nevada with fans and just his effort on the field, his energy on the sidelines. I believe on TikTok and Instagram it has about 1.1 million views, and it's caught a lot of people's attention after the discussions in training camp about his energy and just his presence with this team. Now with 12 games and a full season behind you with him on the team, what has he meant to this group?
Well, it is that. I mean, that's what he brings. Every day at practice, he brings energy. He brings the team together. He's a bonding force within the team with his effort and his energy. You know, I mean, listen, I think right down the street, they need to go pay attention because I think he would make a great WWE superstar whenever football ends. And I think, you know, he has one more year potential under his boat, possibly NFL. But after that, I think, you know, I mean, you see the character he is, and that. And I don't want to say character, it's just who he is. It's like pretty natural thing. I know that's one of his goals. So, you know, hopefully Dana and everybody and the top brass with WWE and all those people we've mentioned are paying attention to see all of that for him. But within our locker room, he's a very good. You want guys like that. You want the binding force guys. You want, you want the attitude guys. That is a huge part of the team. You want the juice guys. You know, that hey, man, whatever week of the season it is or however long we've been going from week 0 to now, you know what I mean? And guys are like, ooh, it's a long – and here comes this guy like, let's go. It lifts everybody up, and I think that's huge for the leadership within the program.
Coach, this is your third straight week prepping for a rivalry game or a high-stakes game. Mm-hmm. How do you keep the energy sharp without letting the emotions run high?
Yeah, I think all of them are very unique, and we talk about the uniqueness of it, right? Hawaii, unique rivalry game. It was our last home game. A lot of seniors' last home game. In our stadium. It was going to be a lot of fun. It was going to be a huge crowd, electric environment, but make sure we remember we need to go play. Okay, last week, the in-state rivalry. Now you're starting to get nasty with the neighbor-to-neighbor and all of everything that goes into it, you know. I think they had a one-game season shirt. Like, I mean, I've been on both sides of, being the underdog and being the favorite in big rivalry games like that. And we talked about it all week is, hey, we got to play with emotion, but we also got to play great football. We have a lot to play for. They're riding on the emotion that this could make every aspect of their season, where I'm not downplaying the importance of last week's game. But in the back of our kids' minds were, first thing we did, we get in the locker room was, are we in? Hey, we got the cannon back. We kept it red. We took our pictures. Everyone's celebrating. It was a huge win, in-state rivalry. We were fired up. And then immediately it switched to, are we in? And, this week's game, I mean, this is what it is. There is no, I don't have to worry about energy or motivation. I mean, the guys came for the opportunity to win a championship. Like I said, there's 10. There's 10 teams that are going to have this opportunity this year. Out of 126 don't. We made the final 10 that have this chance to go win it, right? It'll be one of the 10 teams that are going to, in the end, have an opportunity to win a championship in a championship game. So I think that'll come up. We'll practice. Fortunately, you look at it. The league didn't do us any favors playing a night road game with a short week championship week when everybody else got to play the day before. I don't know why the league would do that, but they also gave everybody bye weeks before us throughout the whole season. So I don't know what we did to the league, but in that aspect of things. But you don't need motivation to get up for championship games. And we've done this. We've been on a schedule. We've been on a schedule, short weeks, playing Hawaii just a couple weeks ago. Our guys know how our schedule is going to be exactly the same as that week. The guys know that schedule. They know how to adjust to it, know how to get ready to go play.
I guess I have one more for you. You're 5-1 away from Allegiant Stadium this year. What has made your team so comfortable playing on the road and in different environments?
I think our guys have a certain confidence about them when they go play, and they're to be honest with you, we're a little loose. There's good and bad to that, right? At times, you talk about how I have to change. You have to change a little bit to the personality of your team too, and adapt to them. We get down. Okay, we'll be all right. No big deal, Coach. We got it. Hey, it's October 4th, and we're playing in a blizzard with 6 inches of snow on the ground. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I've never seen snow before. We got it. We'll go play some ball, right? It's they just kind of, hey, this is us. We're going to respond to whatever the situation is. We're going to go play, and whatever the environment is. Our guys love to play. They have fun out there in the field. They enjoy playing football. So I think that certainly helps. I think they're excited to go play. Whether it's in the parking lot, at Trinity High School, or at Allegiant Stadium, or up in Boise on the blue turf. Hey, let's put the ball out and go play, and they like doing that.
Coach, one real quick. This is a special group, and you spoke earlier how this is just such an overlooked team. When you take a look at the special season, you guys have had 6-0 for the first time since '74, back-to-back losses, and then to be able to finish with 4 wins down the stretch. What do you feel like you've learned most about this group that's going to showcase to this entire nation?
Well, I think the resolve that they have of that ability to not implode and to stick together in all phases. Right? Because we've been really good on offense, we've been really good on defense, we've been really good on special teams at different times. We've been really bad on offense, really bad on special teams, and really bad on defense at times too this year. Okay? And it becomes very easy to start pointing fingers on teams, especially with so many new faces, so many new people around. I think the huge thing is how those guys came together as a team. We spent a lot of time in the spring when we put this team together in this new era of college football. And I'd have guys come up to me and say, I think we're closer than the team I was on for the last 3 years, and we've been here for 3 months. And, now a lot of that was a lot of activities, a lot of things we did to keep those guys together. But that's all easy to get to know each other and become friendly. But when you're out there and things don't go your way, right? When things don't go your way, to stick together. And you can pick out every time during the year from a different group that that was like, and everyone's like, all right, no, I just got to pick it up and pick up our end. We got to be better. Our end's got to be better. Hey, defense, we got to, hey, the offense didn't go down and score. We got to make the stop to win the game. Hey, offense, hey, go. They can score, let them score. Give us the ball last. We'll win the game, right? Hey, special teams. Hey, put me out there for the game-winning vote. You put me in position, I'll make the game-winning field goal. Hey, offense, you didn't get a first down. We're back to the wall. Punt us and flip field position. All of those different things that the guys had the confidence to believe in each other to get the job done.
Sean, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Sean Goodwin here. I was in Boise. Appreciate your time. I've just got 2 questions. I'll ask one at a time. Firstly, with Maddox Magson being back for BSU, last time 4 touchdowns against you guys. Just what did you see from him in that game, and I guess what are you expecting this time around?
Well, very similar. He's got great poise in the pocket, his ability to stand in the pocket, obviously a great understanding of his offense and how he distributes the ball, and he's a very accurate passer. I think his ability, obviously you look, the ability of how they complement things. They have such great backs, run the ball really well. And his ability to understand when they get you into a certain look to stop the run, where his one-on-one matchup is, where he's creating leverage and an advantage within the pass game, within play-action pass to hit you for explosive plays down the field. And when the receivers have a step, he's extremely accurate.
And just, you've coached in a lot of places, seen some big stadiums, some tough places to play. You guys are 5-1 on the road of just being your only place. People in Boise, they love their blue field, they love the sellouts. I guess just how did you find coaching at Albertson Stadium? Is it a tough place?
Yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, it was a great environment. Obviously, a passionate fan base up there, which you like. You know, I love when football's important, right? I mean, to people, like it is. I think, you know, I love football. I mean, my life. I've been doing football pretty much my entire life, so it's really, really important to me. And I love being in environments and in crowds and in stadiums and around programs and in leagues where it's really important to people. I love that it's important to people. I think football, you go up to Boise, football is really important to the people of Boise, to the city, to their fans, to their alumni. You know, you look at the tradition, the pride they have in that program. That's what's made them special throughout the years. And I love playing in those environments where football is important to people. And, you know, that's what makes it fun. Thank you all.